Growing up, we learned quite quickly about the things we could control. We got to pick our favorite food, our favorite color, wear our hair in the styles we like. We even chose our friends. These things became so valuable to us, not just because of how they made us feel, but because they were ours to choose. And then, like clockwork, we came across things that we could not control. From the ever-changing weather to the words and actions of others that would go on to shape our lives, for better or for worse. Throughout history, we as Christians have struggled with the weight of our limitations. We wonder deeply about what we can't control. And day by day, our faith, trust, and confidence in an all-powerful, all-knowing, yet unseen God are constantly being tested. Trauma, loss, shame, and disappointment all come to attack our faith, not only tempting us to question whether God is truly in control, but even more deeply, to wonder if He's still good when He allows the things that He does. You see, control makes us feel safe, but control is limited. There are things we can hold, and there are things we just have to hand over. So, I can follow every step in a recipe, but I can't always predict the outcome. And I can't control what God allows. So, what do you do when He allows something you never asked for? Something that you would have never expected? How do you trust a God who lets both the blessing and the breaking come through His hands? Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are stopping by for the first time, welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. This is where we sit and have honest conversations about our healing. This is where I share about my healing journey. It has not been easy. It has not been the best experience. It has not been the smoothest experience. But I'm honestly doing this out of obedience, out of what I feel God is leading me to do in this season as I am walking through a lot of things that I know I'm not alone in, and wanting to let you know, wanting to let others realize that you're not alone, that you are seen and loved by God. And even if it's just clicking on a video, watching a girl from Jamaica who moved to America trying to make something of her life, like that could be a sign for you that God is with you. He's seeing you, and he's allowing you to be in the company of other young people or just other people who are going through the same things as you are. I'm so grateful that you guys are here. Thank you so much again for stopping by. It's another Let's Talk Healing episode, and I really hope that you do feel encouraged, motivated, inspired, whatever it is, after today's conversation. The last time you guys saw me, I was in Jamaica. Amazing experience, just so much laughter, so much fun. It's just an amazing time away. I felt refreshed, I felt energized, and just, just so happy to be in a familiar place, seeing familiar faces. If you have not seen that vlog, definitely check it out. Have a laugh. Don't forget to like and comment, what was your favorite part, whatever it is. I just really hope that you guys enjoyed and that it puts a smile on your face. If you are new here, I kind of breezed through some info earlier, but my name is Tatiana. I am Jamaican and I did move to the US. I'm a teacher, and I just recently moved into this beautiful apartment. If you want to see how I transformed this blank space into what is now my cozy little sanctuary, my cozy little space that God gave me, definitely feel free to check out the Moving Diary series. I'll make sure to link all of those videos in the description below. And again, I hope you enjoy. I hope you feel blessed. This is a conversation that I have been thinking about having for a while. It's not easy to talk about questioning God. It's not easy to talk about asking Him the whys about life. It's not easy to really come face to face with the fact that we will have experiences that forces us to ask God why. Honestly, plainly, why? Why did this happen? And I just want to let you guys know that I don't have the answers. Whatever I speak about in this series or, in these type of videos is solely, mainly from my own experiences and just what I have walked through with the Lord. That's all I have. That's all I have to give. I am not here to tell you point blank this, that, that. It's just coming straight from my heart, coming straight from the experience that I have had with God on this journey of healing just throughout my life. I'm just here today, honestly, to just share some truths that I have to remind myself of very often, and just overall things that we have to just hold on to on this journey, that we have to keep at the forefront of our minds as we're going through life, going through these painful experiences, whatever they are, at whatever stage on your healing journey that you're on. These are things that I truly believe that makes the difference with how we see God, with how we see the things that He allows. Getting saved, it was easy for me to believe and acknowledge that God is sovereign. That basically means that He is in control of every single thing. There is nothing that can happen on this earth without God's approval, without His allowance. And as simple as that truth is, it is a bitter pill to swallow when you are going through certain experiences, because you start to question, why would God allow certain things to slip through His sovereign hand? And I actually got that imagery from a friend of mine, and the first time she used it, I was like, wow, that is exactly what it is. We wonder how things can slip through God's sovereign hand, because He holds everything in His hand. Like, He is God. He would not be God if He were not sovereign. And so, having that revelation, having that belief deeply rooted in my heart, you know, it should make the life of the Christian, I guess, easier in terms of like having faith and trust and hope and all of that. But for me, it's almost like, whoa, all of these things are happening, and God, you're sovereign, and I can't reconcile why bad things, why He allows those bad things to pass through His hands. But I have been learning a lot on this journey, having gone through a lot of traumatic experiences, and it's not easy asking the question, and it's not easy just coming to terms with truth. And the first truth is that God does not allow these things out of hate. My default, sadly, is whenever bad things happen, I tend to think, what did I do? What's going on? What did I do? What did I do wrong? Where did I mess up? Who have I not forgiven? Let's go through the list. What did I do? What did I do yesterday? What have I not repented of? Like, my default is normally just wondering, what have I done to deserve um, all of this? And one of the first things I've had to learn is that these things don't happen because God despises us, or he's tired of us, or he's annoyed at us, or that he's a cynic or a sadist, or he's just waiting on something, or waiting on an opportunity to smite us. It sounds, I guess you could say, just so comical or weird when you say it out loud, but in the mind, this is what a lot of us believe, that God is mean, God is not good. Like there is something off about this God, because there are so many bad things happening in the world, and we can't understand how a good God allows these things. But the truth is, it's not because he hates us. It's not because that we've done something wrong, or every time we do something wrong then something bad is going to happen. That is not true. Hebrews 12 and verse 6 says, because the Lord disciplines the one he loves, and he chastens everyone he accepts as his son. And when we think about our earthly parents, they're not sovereign. They can't always allow things to happen to us per se, but we love them even when they they do allow us to pass through some difficult challenges. You can imagine a son, or a father trying to train his son to do a certain sport or a certain skill, um, and he might feel a little bit harsh sometimes. He might get a little bit critical, but that son will still love his father because he knows that the father loves him. But when it comes on to those really, really painful situations, it can be hard to see God as an earthly father who loves us regardless, or someone that we can trust regardless. As someone that did not grow up with my father, I actually had a very traumatic experience with my father, and not having a fatherly presence in my life, and knowing that that was allowed by God, knowing that that was supposed to be a part of my story, it makes that idea of sonship, and it makes that idea of me being a child and that happening out of love very hard. The second truth I've had to hold on to is that God God is in the business of restoration. Since the moment we came on this earth, like there's a battle for our souls. There's the enemy trying to get us to turn against God, and there's God saying, no, I love you, and I'm offering you this free gift of salvation. I want you. Like there is this battle. And restoration is something that I think is lifelong. We are daily being restored to God. We are daily just coming into friendship, moving out of enmity with God and coming into relationship with God. And even with the things that God allows that are painful, is a part of that restoration story. It's a part of his character to restore us. And so you might be thinking, why did this happen when I was 8 years old or 21? Why did I experience this breakup? Why did I experience this car crash that has left my body in all sort of ailments? Like, why am I going through this mental health challenge, and no matter what I'm trying to do, no matter how much I'm trying to show up for myself, nothing is working? We have all of these things, and God is saying, yes, I allowed them to happen. That took place, and it is a part of that story of restoration. He not only wants to restore us here on earth, but he's also restoring us to himself, because the hard truth is, and it's a hard truth, it's so harsh that sometimes for a lot of us, for some of us as humans, it takes those experiences, it takes those excruciatingly hard experiences for us to really see God for who he is, for us to really be restored to God. You know, we can probably pull up a dozen stories from the Bible of people who were just going their own way, just doing their own thing, and it had to take a moment that God was not happy about. He wasn't excited to do it. It wasn't anything that, he was like, okay, I'm gonna get him, like. But it had to happen so that we could start that process of restoration, so that God could start that process of restoration for us. Paul, yes, I knew I would think of one. Okay? I knew I would think of one. Paul was a persecutor of the Christians. He was going hard for what he thought was right. And it took an experience that day on the road to Damascus, on the road to do what he does best. And it took that moment of God literally stopping him in his tracks, striking him with blindness and, just a bag of things, to get him to be the guy that we so love and admire today, that wrote all those bangers and those hits in the letters to the Christians and all of that. Like, I just have to remind myself that he is restoring me. Like, everything that I've been through, everything that I've experienced is a part of his restoration process. Everything that he does has an end point, there's an end goal, there is a reason. Nothing that you're going through is pointless. Nothing that you experience is meaningless. Everything that came into your life out of left field and just, wrecked the flow that you had going on, that just kind of just came like, you know, you have a perfectly white dress or a white something, and I don't know, a bird just came out of nowhere and doo on it. Every bird do moment that you have had in your life, you know, has a reason. Like, there is an end point to it. Joel chapter 2 and verse 25 says, I will repay you for the years the locusts have eaten, the great locust and the young locust, the other locust and the locust swarm, my great army that I send among you. In these difficult seasons that you're walking in, we have to remember that God restores. The third truth that I'm trying to hold on to in this season is just accepting that the hardship is to make me stronger. And I know we hear that all the time. We see it in the memes. We see it in the reels. Everybody talks about this thing when we talk about going through hardship, that it's supposed to build us, that it's supposed to build our faith. It really is to make us stronger. James 1 verse 2 to 4 says, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. Whenever I feel like all of this is just too much to bear, whenever I feel like what I have experienced in this life up until now has just been pointless, meaningless, or at least that I can't fully attain what the reason is yet, I have to remember that there is something that God is trying to build inside of me. Like, he's trying to make me stronger. And the point of us being stronger is to progress. God knows the things that you need to do, that you need to get done in the future, 5 days from now, 10 days from now, 10 years from now. And everything that you have experienced is building you for a next step. I get really upset sometimes when, I keep seeing these scriptures or people talking about God building us, making us stronger. I'm like, God, I honestly just want to mind my own business in life. I kind of just want to just live my life. I can't bear to keep thinking about getting strong for challenges. Like, I can't manage any of that right now. But God did not place us on this earth to remain the same way we are. And he didn't he didn't he doesn't want us to just live or to just exist and just go on. Like he wants us to be strong. He wants us to be the best version of ourselves, and he alone knows what that looks like, and so he prepares us for that. I am believing for myself, and I am believing for you, whoever it is that's watching, whatever it is that you're experiencing. I am believing for us that God will, in fact, restore, that He is the great restorer, and that He loves us, and that He is building us, and that He is making us stronger. I really hope that you got something from this talk. These conversations are not the easiest for me, as you guys can probably easily tell. It's really not, but I really hope that it was helpful for someone. I really hope that you got something from this, and I love you guys. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for, all the positive feedback. The last time we sat down and talked, you guys expressed to me that you were so blessed, and I'm truly happy for that. And I just pray that God will allow these truths to rest in your heart, to sink deeply in your heart, and that you'll live by these, and that your journey will be made easier just remembering these things. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I truly, truly appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, friend.